Welcome back to another edition of Global Book Network. My name is Global Boys, and today we have a very special guest. We're going to talk about what life means after a certain age barrier. It's not really much of a barrier at all. Please welcome my guest today, Dr. Beverly Allen, author of More Than 50 and Loving It, Giving Yourself Permission to Live Life More Abundantly. How's it going?
Great morning. It's wonderful to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Being 50 is a thing that look forward to myself someday, but I know there's a lot of stigmas out there about what aging is. So, talk to me from your perspective when you heard about that before you wrote your book, or some of the things people were saying about what it means to be an elder citizen.
Well, aging, many people fear aging. Um, we're afraid that we will go into bad health. Um, we're afraid that dementia will set in. We're afraid that we can't retire, that we will run out of money. So
Hmm.
there are many, many things or stigmas that are out there that people think or believe, uh, but um, they can be managed.
True. Especially if you're a sports fan like myself, when someone hits 35, it's like, oh my gosh, they're still playing at 35. How can they go on? So,
Yeah.
so talk to me about deciding to write the book, More Than 50 and Loving It. Was it a particular moment exchange with someone, or was it something that was compiling over a long period of time?
Well, I was retired and a couple of years had passed, and I just started feeling like I should be doing something. Um, this is not me to just sit back and do
Hmm.
nothing. Um, then, in the meantime, I ran across a Bible verse, um, and that Bible verse really stuck with me. And mm, I should know that Bible verse, but actually, I'll just kind of paraphrase it.
Sure.
The Bible verse said that you have been given your freedom, use your freedom to help others and to help them with love.
Hmm.
So, the what I thought about, what could I do that would show love to people, and writing the book was that thing.
Yeah. And when you decided to show love, was it like a project? Like, I'm not going to leave the room until it's done? Was it something you compiled over a longer period of time? How'd you go about taking your ideas and putting into a book form?
Well, it actually took me a while to get it done. And nowadays you can write a book in a weekend, just about.
Yeah.
But it actually took me over a year to write the book.
Oh,
And
wow.
well, I did the research myself and I did the writing myself. So it took me longer. I took periods when I was like, I don't feel like doing it right now, you know.
Yeah.
So eventually, it all came together.
Yeah, that was actually my next question because sometimes we write at certain rigid parts of the day. Like I get up in the morning, I write some words, but you're telling me that was really more with the inspiration strikes and trying to overcome those feelings of like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so cool, and to be able to share your ideas is something that's pretty nominal. So when we talk about discovering ourselves, after a certain age, we do it as a teenager, we do it in our 20s. But what's something that you discovered about yourself? What's crossing over the 50 threshold that you said that I need to share with others?
Well, first of all, I discovered that this may not be something new or a new discovery, but uh, you always, first of all, have to keep yourself moving. You have to stay active. Um, you have to keep your mind active. So I just thought that I've got to keep moving, and I really want to encourage others to keep moving. And when I say moving, that includes moving physically, moving um, mentally, emotionally, and as well as spiritually.
Mhm. So when you say that physically and also spiritually, is it like a how do people keep a balance of that? I mean, it sounds like a lot, especially when you're dealing with kids and grandkids and paying your bills and trying to be a good citizen. Like, how can they go about balancing so many plates at once?
Well, as far as balance, you know what it is that you have to do. Sometimes you have to prioritize, so you get those things done that you must do. Um, then you take care of those things that you want to do.
So okay, all right. I like that. A little bit of a nice and easy answer there. So when we talk about what it means to share your research and experience, was there ever a challenge of making sure that you wrote a book that was accessible? Because I know you have a wealth of knowledge. Sometimes you want to be afraid of like dumping too much to someone who's just trying to learn about themselves at that age.
Well, ooh, I might have to ask you to repeat that question.
Yeah, for sure. So you're an expert when it comes to the very nature of aging. And a lot of times when we want to share with others what we've learned and what we discovered, it may
Mhm.
be as a lot coming out of one thing. In fact, the analogy I like to use is imagine graduating college and a kindergartner touches you on the shoulder and goes, "Tell me about school." And you're like, "Whoa." So what was more like your approach to make sure the information that you had and you knew was accessible for someone who may not be as well versed in that industry?
Um, well, let's see. First of all, I was a university professor, so um, I've always worked with people, um, and so I had that little space there when I really wasn't doing that. Um, but so I had to uh, come to something that would allow me to keep um, having a positive and having a positive effect on people, um, and that I just needed to do something, and I think that a lot of people have that feeling, but they may have a fear or something that keeps them from moving. So uh, essentially, it's a matter of doing something that people can use or something that's useful to other individuals.
Yeah, yeah. It is very, very fun to know more about this. I feel like the fear is a little bit of a small nugget that grows over time. I think, when we're young and you're kids and you're malleable, you're like hanging off trees and you're running all the time. And then maybe an injury or something happens, and then we complain, well, I just can't do that anymore. Oh, my back doesn't work the way it used to. Or I'm worried about my knees. And that fear does compound over time. And then it is if you don't move it, it kind of loses, especially when it comes to physical activity, right?
Definitely. Um, and well, actually, the title of the book is More Than 50 and Loving It. But when I started to write that book, I was actually 65.
Okay,
And well, at this point, I'm 73.
let's go.
But uh, using being physically active is very important in life. Um, the more you use your body, uh, the more it lasts. And most of us think that, um, you mentioned, oh, my back hurts. Movement actually helps that situation. So movement is a necessary part of life.
Yeah. Tell
Mhm.
me about your career before. Like, you're an educator many times over about health, about physical education, about dance. That must have been cool to be someone who pursued knowledge on an intellectual level almost all the time.
Well, let's see. I was in education for 40 years, about 37 in higher ed, and about 7 years in grade school. Um, so all my life, I have um, had to write as a university professor, and that's why uh, I figured that what I really do well is write, and I think I can share with more people by writing.
Mhm.
Um, and did I answer that question?
Yeah, absolutely. Because no, because we talk about the life experience. You're not just a machine that wrote a book, right? And so we want to know more about
Right.
you, the life you live,
No.
and the way you approach the world. And
Yeah.
that's pretty fun.
So yeah, I've actually, as I said, 40 years as an educator, and I have worked with um, children and young adults, and adults in well, you get a lot of adults in at the college level.
Right.
But so sharing is sharing my knowledge and my skills is important to me.
So let's talk about the giving yourself permission part. Because I know when I was younger, and I'm saying younger, like in my teens, 40 felt like the end of the line. You couldn't see
Mhm.
past what happened after 40. They said
Right.
it's over the hill, but no one can see the other side of that hill. But you make it there. And full disclosure, I'm in my 40s now, and I know I'm looking at 50 down the road. What does it mean to give yourself permission to live life abundantly? I mean, I want to know the context here moving forward.
I think that the first thing is that there are some things that you have to get past, some
Mhm.
fears that you have to get past. Um, I can't do this. Um, I may not be successful. Uh, this is, I'm not good enough.
Mhm.
All those kinds of things um, stop us from doing the things that we are actually capable of. Um, well, also what other people have told us. Sometimes you grow up, um, and because of what you've heard from other people, what other people have said to you and about you, um, block, uh, uh, present a block for you.
Yeah.
So you have to get past that. You have to um, believe in yourself, and believe that. I think that is where the spirituality comes in. Um, I think that God has given us the ability to do anything that we think that comes to our head.
Mhm.
Um, some things may take more work, but the first thing is that you must believe that you can do it, and do it is whatever your it is. You want to write a book, you can do it. You want to learn the piano, play the piano, you can do it. That does not necessarily mean that you're going to be a great star, but you've always wanted to play the piano, so you can do that. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have to be aligned with you with that. And a lot of my friends, we're trying to learn for different reasons, but we're trying to learn second or third languages, right? We kind of feel
Mhm.
we want to not just be able to speak English. And a lot of us were saying, you know what, it's harder for older people to learn languages. And I have to disagree, to your credit, because when you're a kid, you give yourself the permission, the grace to
Mhm.
things wrong all the time. Like I called spaghetti Puschetti for like 4 years before I corrected myself.
Mhm.
But when you're doing that as an adult, you go, "Oh, I made a mistake in another language. I can't do this," and that kind of
Mhm.
makes it a bit more difficult. So I can imagine that giving yourself permission to make mistakes, give yourself permission to
Mhm.
get grace. I feel like as I don't say we get older, but as more responsibilities come along, we feel like we can't make it. If we are a provider, if we have kids, if we have grandkids, if we have a job, we go, we can't make mistakes. We get very, very rigid.
Right. That is true, but that is one of the things that you must overcome. That you have to allow yourself to believe that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can, well, I'm going to kind of get back to the specifics of the book. You can um, live a more fulfilling life. That's a choice. And when we talk about a fulfilling life, really, uh, that really kind of goes along with what I want to do, what I always wished I could do, what I always dreamed I would do. So,
Mhm.
and that's where you allow yourself to live your life more abundantly. You know, you have that belief that you can do what it is that you want to do. And I think I started the first part of the book is talking about um, the physical body. So we are living longer now, and most of us want to live a long life. Um, but we need to not just live a longer life, we need to live a say a better life, or a life that we don't want to be 90 and sick. We want to be 90 and moving,
Mhm.
and still living our life. And we have to work toward that.
What's something that we can do today to put ourselves on the path to living life more abundantly?
Um, I think the first thing that we can do, I think I've said that over and over, is to uh, believe in ourselves, to believe that we have the ability. Well, we have been given the ability
Mhm.
uh, to um, do whatever it is that we choose to do. Um, we have to uh, eat well. We need to take care of our, well, I say eat well, that's a part of the physical. We need to um, exercise, we need to move, um, we need to drink drink more water, stay
Mhm.
hydrated. And hydration is really an issue as we age. And we also need to rest, get our rest. That's physically. Um, uh, Emotionally and mentally, we must take care of our emotional health. Um, uh, our The way that we uh, deal with our relationships. We need to look at how we treat people around us. Okay. And spiritually, we need to, people look at spirituality in a lot of different ways, but it's good to know and to believe that there is a higher power. For me,
Hmm.
that is God and Jesus Christ. For other people, it may be other entities, but
Hmm.
believing that there is something bigger than self, uh, I think is a necessity for um, living an abundant life.
Dr. Allen, being able to sit with you has been a lot of fun. Again, the book, More Than 50 and Loving It, Giving Yourself Permission to Live Life More Abundantly, it's available now. But if someone wanted to pick up a copy or connect with you, how would they go about doing that?
They can go to um, more than 50 and loving it.com slash, there's a forward slash um, order.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for chatting with me. Good thing to look forward to when I approach 50 someday. And I love the fact you're moving and having a spiritual center. This has really been informative, and hopefully our watchers here and our viewers here can get a copy of that book.
All right. Thank you so much for your time and affording me the opportunity to have this interview.
My pleasure. This is Global Book Network.